because it seemed pretty dark. We were running on fumes at that point. We had virtually no money.
So a fourth failure
would have been absolutely game over.
SpaceX's Starship on the cusp of the first orbital flight. Hello lovely YouTube family and welcome back to our channel. In today's video we're going to talk about SpaceX's Starship on the cusp of the first orbital flight. If the only type of Starship you know is the one Nicki Minaj thinks about, you're in the right video because you're going to learn about another one that intends on flying for the first time. But where are they intending to fly the spaceship? Who is overseeing all this? What are the risks involved? Well, to answer all your questions, let's get right into today's video. What does SpaceX do? The company is a private one headed by Elon Musk, who at the time of writing was the second richest man in the world. The company deals with the manufacture of rockets and is also in the business of launching them into space. They currently have two rockets, which are the Falcon 9 and Heavy. The booster stages return to Earth from time to time for refurbishment to save money and allow the company to reduce operating costs. The company also manufactures and controls the Dragon, which is a space traveling tool that transports cargo and personnel to the International Space Station. It is believed that in future, Dragons will be used to transport personal astronauts to space. The company has been developing a Starship, a gigantic rocket and spaceship combination that will be capable of carrying massive cargoes into orbit. People may one day be able to travel to Mars and live there permanently. It's actually happening. There's been so much hype around the Starship launching into space and it looks like it's finally happening. SpaceX has been preparing to launch into space, and this is going to be the most significant test yet because the company hasn't done this before. The intention of this test is to plan the transport of humans to Mars, hopefully beyond. In this second half of the year, Elon Musk's spaceship company is anticipated to launch a prototype model, being its first full flight containing the ship and its launcher. The company is expected to perform the first static fire of the Super Heavy rocket, which is required to reach orbit. Should the test be successful, it is going to be a significant step forward for the company. An interesting thing to note about the ship is that it is reusable. This is very important, especially when it comes to operating costs. Other capabilities the ship has is that it can carry up to 100 tons or 100 people into space at the same time. The project, which was first unveiled back in 2017 under the name BFR, is willing to take more daring goals like delivering part of the human population to Mars, while also considering getting rid of the company's other rockets such as the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy. SpaceX isn't going to waste any time in getting these flights off the ground. The company had set goals of sending humans to Mars by mid-2021, but that's not all. The company also intends on sticking to its goal of building a sustainable metropolis on the planet beyond Earth by 2050. To achieve all this, the company needs to start from somewhere, and that place is with the Starship, which stands roughly 400 feet tall when combined with a super heavy rocket that takes it away from Earth. Actual plans revealed. During the month of May 2021, a document from the Federal Communications Commission let the public in on all the plans in regard to the first flight. According to the document, the spacecraft will be launched from the company's designated launch site at Starbase in the Texas area. The Super Heavy rocket will dislodge itself from the spacecraft 2 minutes after takeoff, which is about 171 seconds later. After separation, the ship is meant to keep on its way to a planned landing site. The site has been identified as 60 miles northwest of Hawaii's shore. The flight will last for about 1.5 hours. SpaceX will neither land the launcher nor the ship, and after 495 seconds, which is equivalent to 8 minutes after takeoff, the booster part of the spaceship is expected to land in the Gulf of Mexico, about 20 miles offshore. The ship, on the other hand, is expected to land right in the sea, with landing being powerfully targeted. When is the scheduled date of takeoff? The actual date of takeoff is not set. However, for those of us who can't wait, we have a timeline and well, we can only wait. The launch is supposed to take off between now and before the year ends. Okay, it's not good enough, but it's something, right? In June 2021, Gwynne Shotwell, the business's president, stated that the company is aiming for the month of July. We have a few days until the end of January, so let's just hope it happens already. She stated that she really hopes they make it despite the fact that everyone knows how difficult it is. That same month, CNN stated that the company has not yet received authorization from the Federal Aviation Administration for launch and eventual takeoff. Prior to the flight, the company had a run-in with the organization, most notably over a launch tower, which the organization alleged that the company did not have official authority over. After CNN's report, Elon Musk promised to do his best to ensure the launch is done in the coming months. He said this while attending the Mobile World Congress on June 29th, and on that same day, he took to Twitter saying that if everything goes well, there is an internal aim that must be aggressive. He also stated that internally something must definitely go wrong, but there were external concerns too. However, Musk believes that he and his team will be able to launch the ship in July. Which ship will be used for launch? Seeing as the company owns several spaceships, followers are curious to know which among them will have the pleasure of conducting the test schedule for June. According to NASA spaceflight reporter Chris Bergen, SpaceX will launch the spacecraft using the SN20 prototype. He reported this in March, and he has also added that the spaceship will be launched into the space using the rocket known as Booster 4. Its older version, the Booster 3, would be used for pre-launch and ground testing purposes. According to Elon's tweet recently, the Booster 3 would likely be the one to stage a static test firing. The test is mandatory before the actual launch. It's standard procedure. It's worth noting that SpaceX has no intention of launching Booster 3. On the 30th of June, Musk tweeted stating that they're redoing the design from 3 to 4. He stated that building Booster 3 was quite difficult, but fans are to expect fast evolution in the first 10 boosters and the first 30 ships. Fans have speculated that the first orbital flight may feature some in-jokes by the Super CEO. Both the SN20 and Booster 4 prototypes are expected to be used in the test, which could be a reference to 420. The other expected joke is that the Booster 3 replica, now standing on a pad, measures 69 meters. After noticing these speculations, Elon took to Twitter to state that all this was purely coincidental, despite the fact that this is not the first time he has made those jokes. The journey this far. How did SpaceX get to this level? How did they manage to engage the fans to create this entire anticipation? Let's take a look at the timeline that led us here. BFR, which was first announced in September 2017, is rebranded to Starship in November 2018. 2 months later, December 2018, Elon Musk confirmed the new ship had been replaced to a stainless steel one. In January 2019, the Super CEO explained why the switch was made to stainless steel. In February 2019, the Raptor engine became the longest standing in record. In July 2019, the Starhopper was launched 20 meters up. A month later, in August 2019, the Starhopper was launched 150 meters high. In September 2019, the full-size prototype for Mk1 was officially unveiled. In May 2020, the Starship SN4 complete prototype completed its first ever test. In August 2020, the SN5 was launched 155 meters high. In December 2020, the SN8 is launched 12.5 kilometers, which is about 41,000 feet high, but crashes into the ground. In February 2021, the SN9 is launched 10 kilometers, which is about 33 feet, but also crashes into the ground. In March 2021, the SN10 launched 10 kilometers, which is about 33,000 feet, and exploded 8 minutes after launching. In that very month, SN11 is launched 10 kilometers up, 33,000 feet, and the end result, it comes crashing on the ground in multiple pieces. Are you excited to see this ship launch? Let us know in the comments down below. And that's all for today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing videos from us.